Penny from Heaven by Jennifer L. Holm. Chapter 4. A Man Who Can Fix a Toilet, Part 2. "Oh, Penny," Mimi says with a sigh. "You're in the upstairs bathroom, hers and Pop-Pop's. Leaky toilet aside, I've always liked it better. It's bigger than mine and Mother's. The bathtub has great big claw feet, and it's deep, so deep that you can almost disappear in it when there are bubbles." Mimi's looking over my shoulder into the mirror on the wall. One chunk of my hair has a swipe of black paint on it that even the turpentine won't take out. Mimi is going to shave down Scarlett O'Hara where she got paint on her fur, but she doesn't know what to do with me. "You have such pretty hair," she says, touching my curls. "Your mother's hair looked the same way when she was a girl." "It was burned by a perm," I want to say. Instead I say, "Maybe I can try soaking it for a while." She runs a big bath, pours in some bubbles, and I slip out of my clothes and get into the tub. Leaning back against the high white rim, I close my eyes as Mimi soaps up my hair, her fingers strong. It feels wonderful. "Can we make ice cream tonight?" I ask. "Butter pecan?" I love pecans. I could eat pecans on anything. Ice cream, cookies, hot dogs, you name it. "I don't see why not," Mimi says. Mimi is like this. Sometimes she's tough as old nails, and sometimes she's a real softie. "You know," Mimi says, "when we lived in Key West, we made sugar apple ice cream. That was always my favorite. Can you imagine when I learned there were no sugar apple trees up north? It almost broke my heart." Mimi grew up in Key West, Florida. Pop-Pop met her when he was in the Army. Mimi's always talking about how she misses Key West, and Pop-Pop always says that it was the worst place he ever lived, nothing but scorpions, and that he couldn't wait to get back to New Jersey. "Is the paint coming out?" I ask hopefully. "I'm sorry, Penny," she says. I get out of the tub and put a towel on and stand still while Mimi cuts. When she's done, it looks like someone was drawing me and then erased part out. I sure hope it grows back fast. Maybe it's because I've been thinking about my father all day, but I just blurt out, "Do I look like my father?" Mimi hesitates and then says, "You look like him around the eyes. You have his eyes." "I do?" "Yes," she says finally. "Your father had beautiful eyes." My bedroom was once a closet, so I guess you could say it's cozy. It wasn't planned that way. My mother and father bought this house when they were first married, but then he died, and my mother needed help with me. So Mimi and Pop-Pop sold their own house and moved in here. They converted the upstairs into their half and the downstairs into ours. My room used to be the pantry, and on a damp day, it still smells like cinnamon. All that fits in my room is a bed and a small dressing table. I keep my clothes in a closet in Mother's room. I got to decorate the room myself, and at the time, I really liked poodles. So there's poodle wallpaper and a poodle headboard, and the lamp has a poodle base. I even have a matching poodle bedspread that Mimi made. Lately, I've been thinking of asking Mother if I can redecorate. I'm a little tired of the poodles. But now as I lie in bed, I'm thinking maybe I should ask if I can get a window while I'm at it. It's not too bad in the winter, but on nights like this, it's just awful. It's hot as an oven. Even though I'm wearing the thinnest cotton pajama set I have, I'm still sweating up a storm. The fan that's propped in the doorway isn't helping out one bit. Mimi's the only one not bothered by hot nights like this. Finally, I give up and grab my pillow and head out to the summer porch. It's still hot, but at least there's a stingy breeze here. Pop-Pop's already on the wicker couch, snoring away. So I take the swing. Scarlett O'Hara must have forgiven him for the paint job because she's curled up behind his knees. She looks sort of naked and embarrassed without her hair. I know just how she feels. After Mimi butchered my hair, I went over to see Frankie. I don't see Frankie as much during the school year because he goes to Catholic school and I go to public school. But Frankie's pretty much my best friend. Not that I have a lot of friends lately, thanks to Veronica Goodman. I ran into her outside the sweet shop with a bunch of other girls from school. She burst out laughing when she saw my horrible hair. "That the new style, Penny?" she asked. The other girls laughed too. I wanted to disappear right into the ground. Veronica and I used to be friends. In fact, we were good friends until last fall when everything changed. See, my Uncle Ralphie owns the building next to Felucci's Market, and he rents it out. Veronica's father wanted to rent the space to put in a shoe store, but Uncle Ralphie rented it to someone else. Uncle Ralphie said it wasn't personal. The fella he rented it to could pay more. But I guess Mr. Goodman didn't see it that way because he got angry and went and called my Uncle Ralphie some bad names for being Italian. Ever since that happened, Veronica has been mean to me, and most of the other girls have ignored me. Veronica's pretty popular. The scent of black paint swirls in my nose as I lie there looking out at the dark night. These are the times I think about my father the most. What is he doing up there in heaven? Is he just sitting on a cloud, or is he listening to Bing Crosby? Is he dancing the jitterbug? Eating an ice cream sundae? If I could ask Mother one question about my father, it would be what he thought of me. Did he think I was funny? Or smart? Did he love me? I hear a soft step and look up to see my mother standing there wearing a nice dress and hat. Her cheeks are glowing. She went out to dinner and to play bridge with her friend Connie. They've been going out together a lot lately, and I think it's good for her. She seems happier. "Too hot in your room?" she whispers. I nod. Pop meet me to the couch. "He's fast for an old fella, huh?" she says with a laugh. "Scoot over." She sits down, unpins her hat, and then blinks as she takes in my head. "What happened to your hair?" "I got paint on it," I say. Scarlett O'Hara whimpers as if she doesn't like to be left out, and I say, "Scarlett O'Hara did too." My mother just shakes her head. "How was dinner?" "Beef stroganoff," I wrinkle my nose. "There's lots of leftovers." She laughs. "No, thank you." "We made ice cream," I tell her. "Butter pecan. Want some?" "Now that I'll take," she says, and I go inside and get her a bowl. She takes a spoonful and makes an appreciative sound. "Did you have fun with Connie?" I ask. "I had a lovely time," she says, and smiles to herself. My mother leans against me and kicks the floor, which sets the swing in motion. We stare out at the night, the fireflies dancing in the trees. Pop snorts in his sleep and turns over. There's a small hissing sound, and Scarlett O'Hara whimpers and jumps off the couch and trots over to us. "Mother," I whisper, wrinkling my nose. "Yes," she says. "What's that smell?" "I think it's Pop," she whispers back, and we both giggle. End of chapter 4.